breathe in through the left. Then you close your left nostril and breathe out through the right.
I'm currently part of an agency, of an advertising agency. I'm a creative director there.
Close your right.
And when I joined, it felt like a dream coming true. I was working 7 days a week, nearly all the time. My family didn't see me anymore. My boyfriend didn't see me anymore. I was working all the time. I was on the phone all the time.
Advertising world is like a huge contributor to burnout, right? And that's also the reason why many people leave, and why many people don't even want to touch the advertising world.
The past months of working have made me very uninspired. I definitely fell out of love with advertising.
Du weißt selber, wir waren mal in einem Call gemeinsam, da wurde uns gesagt, dass wir eine Burnout Factory heißen. Und
I thought it would be much more creative. Sometimes creativity just has no space to properly evolve because the time frames are so short. You need to deliver ASAP. Wer möchte ich menschlich sein? Wer möchte ich als Frau sein? Und wer möchte ich auch als Kreativdirektorin sein?
du bist so ein kreativer Mensch, du willst immer irgendwas machen, was aus dir raus muss. Und wenn du das nicht hast, glaube ich, musst du was verändern. Ja?
So my idea is to go on a journey and meet some of the industry's sharpest minds. And I hope that the next couple of weeks and months will give me this energy and this inspiration back. That I will find people that change my perspective on things and that make me realize why I chose this business. About our mission, the vision. Hi. Oh my God. Hi.
Hi, come on in.
Hi, Scott. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Anouk.
Hi, Anouk. Come on back.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
I came up about a book of yours called Four, and I remember that I had that in my hands several years ago at OMR in Hamburg, and that I read through it. And it was just one of these moments where it feels like it's going full circle. Me now sitting here with you, looking back at all these years where I had your book in my hands already for the first time. Your name is very much connected to predicting and to predictions. What would you predict for the future of advertising and of marketing?
It'll be around for a long time. It's just going to be a shitty place to work or invest. Because every year it's going to get harder and harder. Because every year the budgets get cut a little bit.
I mean, right now I'm still hoping that I understand something in the wrong way because you're crushing my dreams here a little bit.
It's so much easier to be good in an industry that's growing than great in an industry that's in decline. I'm on the board of a company that's a Yellow Pages company. There's still Yellow Pages companies out there. It's still a good business, but every year we have to cut costs. Every year we have to fire people, and every year we have to take more and more snacks away from the cafeteria.
So don't you think maybe in 5 to 10 years we could reach a new peak when it comes to advertising and creativity?
No. Horses didn't come back. I mean, things go, there's a lot of stuff, outhouses haven't come back. I mean, there's a ton of things that go away forever. Advertising is going to go away. It's going to go away more slowly than people think.
But what is then after? What is next? What is when advertising is not there anymore?
Artificial intelligence. It tracks your behavior and serves you the exact right product at the exact right time.
Well, we'll see if that really happens in the years that I will spend in the next, hopefully 20, 30, 40 years in advertising, because I'm one of these doomed personalities that just loves advertising.
It's all about the best surfer in the world can surf really well on mediocre waves. So the best are always fine in any industry. It's the people that are average that have a difficult time. You would rather be average at Google right now than great at WPP.
WPP, one of the so-called Big Four networks, is a conglomerate with a long list of famous advertising agencies under its corporate umbrella. I'm meeting Rob Riley. He represents thousands of creatives worldwide.
I've chosen to be at WPP because I wanted to work at the biggest marketing company. So, you know, I haven't really worked for an independent company or a small boutique, you know, in a long time, if ever. So I'm only used to this. And I think they're all the same. In the end, whether you're working for a holding company or whether you're working for a network or you're an independent company, you're always working for somebody. To me, it's about like what kind of environment are you providing that allows employees to be fearless and then to feel like they're being enriched by being here. At the same time, it's also a business, so you have to figure out how to, you know, you make money and, you know, keep people employed, and you want to be the best at it, but you don't want everybody to be far behind.
Did you have an experience where somebody was feeling burned out or feeling not healthy anymore because of the industry or because of work?
Yes, me. No, of course, every day you have someone who is, you know, just been through too much, and this isn't because clients are bad, and like the whole industry is really at its, you know, breaking point to some degree. The ecosystem needs to change. It's not just the agencies. Everybody has to understand, like, we can still get to great, but also create a more interesting, fulfilling, and meaningful process between agency clients, production partners, everything, everybody involved. It's an ecosystem thing.
You have every day somebody who feels like it's too much. What do you do?
Well, I think you have to make sure that they want to be in the business, and it is one of those things you choose. You know, it's not the military. You choose to be in this business, and I think you have to go into it knowing, like, hey, listen, sometimes the hours aren't set, and sometimes the expectations change overnight, and you have to sort of roll with it. You have to either embrace that, or it'll make you crazy.
So, if Rob Riley is right, it's not just me, but the whole industry that's on a breaking point.
Das ist aber, weil du quasi in dem Moment durch die Angst, dich authentisch zu zeigen, und das ist ja alles, was mit Stimme zu tun hat, ja, du hast kein Schutzschild mehr der Professionalität. Das ist du als Person.
I think Bianca and Greg felt the same way when they started their own independent agency, Mischief in New York. Agency of the Year, by the way. Feels like a big home.
It does. People are craving the idea of being in an office, I think, obviously on their terms. And, you know, some days you can come in, some days you don't.
Amazing. Just come all together.
Okay.
I just felt like something was happening in advertising where nobody was happy, you know? It felt like everything was like way too hard. You know, I felt like fear was a driving force in advertising over the last few years. You know, afraid of losing a client, afraid of saying the wrong thing, you know.
The way we go to meetings as if we're going to war, it just feels like it's always coming from two different, teams. Like, it's like the agency coming, the client coming.
And it's like a spiral, isn't it? When the bad energy starts and the negativity and everything, the whole, it's like a virus that affects the whole agency setup. And then in the end, you can feel it anywhere. And this is why people told me when I joined the agency, don't go there, like it's a burnout place. And I said, like, I can handle that. But then 6 months later, I was like, okay, I now get what you were talking about.
All the way from when I started in advertising, there was always this, don't show them until it's ready. Don't show them until, you know, it's been approved. It doesn't have to be perfect when we bring it to people. We have a phrase that we use in some of our conversations with our clients is that we're not like the ta-da agency, we're the aha agency, where we'll come and bring you like little insights along the way versus like the big show and reveal at the end.
Yeah, the clients are the experts in a lot of the stuff.
We don't take on clients we don't like as people. And we're able to turn those things down. But I think when you have a holding company and shareholders to answer to, it's almost impossible to say no to a big opportunity.
Advertising in an agency setup for me always felt like a very harsh environment, something where you need to be creative in every second, and amazing ideas needed to come to you overnight.
Welcome to Atlantic.
Hi.
We were looking for a boat. Started as a joke, you know, we need a boat, and then, you know, we found this one.
Ah, nice.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Ciao.
Nice to meet you.
Ciao, Luca.
Finally.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
This is
Hi.
another
Luca.
Oh,
Nice to
finally.
meet you.
Nice to meet
Same
you.
name.
How are you, man?
Oh, finally in person. We never met in person.
You never met in person?
No.
That's great.
You told her. Yeah.
We left, the big advertising agencies world, and we created our own small agency.
Why were you guys not happy before? What were the main reasons?
I think you feel that you're not in control.
Yeah.
You feel that you're not free.
Something like this destroys your passion.
Absolutely. And these are systems that are created by people that are not creative, you know.
All the ideas were compromised across platform, process, sister companies, money-making situation, politics. And you have to make the CCO happy because he doesn't have time to see the 400 presentation that he has in 2 days.
The CCO arrives, he sees all those, papers
On a wall.
on a wall, and he arrives. It's with many people, like the king. When the king arrives, you don't.
You have many people
with all the
behind,
servants behind, and he arrives and okay, this, and this. And then if you have time, yesterday you liked also that one, but unfortunately someone put it here instead of where your eyes are, so you didn't choose. Oh yes, also this one.
And these walls are, for me, are traumatic. Everyone needs to have an opinion. So everyone will have, because, if I don't say something, I'm not working. So I'm going to say something, even if it's completely stupid. Mm-hmm. And owning your own agency, you only bring work that you would love to see produced.
You're so involved in the process that when you go to the clients, you're sitting at the same table.
You really like to be super involved with the clients,
Okay, so I'm not the only creative who has been feeling creatively squeezed at a big agency. One thing they all seem to agree on is how a much closer relationship with their clients has changed everything for them in their new setups. Jessica Spence is a client, and a big one. Hi. Hello. So nice to meet you. Hi, Jessica. Come here.
We hug it.
Hi. We definitely are.
Can I get you to drink?
Can I have a sip Smith and tonic?
Single or double?
Single.
You're all right, yeah?
I'm perfect. Thank you. Or are you still a firm believer of the agency role together with a brand?
Oh, so, try not to burn too many bridges with too many people. So from a client's perspective, at its most basic, all I care about is I want the best brains on my business. That's all I care about. So on a kind of philosophical level, I'm agnostic about where that comes from. I don't care where the idea comes from. I want amazing ideas because my brands deserve it. And then my job is to fight for them and to make them happen. But I think historically the view was the big agency networks, that was their guarantee. They were like, we've got the best people. We've got the big name, we've got the recruitment, we've got the trainees, we've got the whole pipeline. So if you want those best brains, come to us. And I don't think that's true anymore. And I think there's a lot of reasons why that's not true. But I no longer feel that going to a big name agency is going to guarantee me that. And I think that's because the industry went down a path of thinking it was something you could scale. What the big agencies, I think, have started to fail to do is they are no longer the magnets for talent they were. Partly culture, partly pay, a ton of reasons. But partly I think they're very bad at bringing diverse talent in. And that really matters now. So they're no longer the destination. If you're coming out as a fresh grad and you have an amazing creative brain, do you say that's absolutely where I have to be? I don't think you do anymore. I mean, what I also realize, I have some great teams I work with at some of the big agencies, so I don't want to sort of say that it can never work. But at the end of the day, I didn't pick the agency, I picked those individuals. The best work, in my view, and when I look back through my career, has been when I've had very, very close engagement directly with the creatives.
Hi, welcome. Hi, nice to meet you.
You too. I'm Karin.
I'm Anouk. think, looking at the industry right now, how it changed in the last years? And I saw a lot of creatives leaving agencies.
Yeah, there's definitely no doubt that there's like this big transformational shift. The old shapes are kind of like breaking, and we can hear the cracking of the big agency model, of the big agency networks trying to still keep their margins, still be relevant, try to get in there and get, win a piece of business and then grow that piece of business. But then it becomes very hard for agencies to keep their margin, because to just pitch little projects to clients when they can't count on that those are going to keep growing, it makes it harder and harder for agencies to make money, which makes it harder and harder for them to hold on to the best talent, especially if they're part of networks and they also have to pay tax to the big network.
Do you still believe agencies are important and will be in the future?
I mean, talent's important, and talent that understands how to drive business is important. And whatever shape it takes, I'm sure the model will keep evolving. We certainly have some agencies that we want to work with. And there will be agencies, there will be freelancers, there will be boutiques, there will be collectives, and we're building them in-house. So there's always going to be some shape of making money by providing creative services.
We can hear the cracking of the big agency model. Big words, but they do kind of sum up what they've all been telling me. I'm meeting one of the architects behind the so-called model, David Sable. He has worked and shaped this industry for a lifetime.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, David. Nice to meet you.
So nice
Hi.
to meet you. Welcome to our
nice
space.
Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. David, looking at all the interviews that I had so far, most of them, they think very critical about the advertising industry right now. They say we have a burnout culture. They are not sure that the agency setup will survive in the future, that it's still relevant. How do you think about that?
I think it's bullshit. I don't think I could be more direct than that. Here's the thing, right? Since the day I started, I've heard nothing but, oh my God, the agency world is changing.
But this year made me nearly lose my passion for advertising and made me completely forget why I was actually sitting there.
So you're in the wrong place. So that's the problem. We look at companies and say, oh, the agency, it could be any company. Like, go tell the client that their model is broken.
So you're saying it's not the model, it's how we...
It's how you apply what you do. And you get burnout if you let yourself get burnout, in my view, right? So, for example, I keep Sabbath, right? I'm an observant Jew. I keep Sabbath from Friday night till Saturday night. So what I tell everybody is pick a Sabbath. Mine happens to be based on religion. Yours could be based on anything you want. Tuesday, between 3 and 5. Monday morning at 8:30 to 9. It doesn't make a difference. Pick a time. Just log off. This notion of the agency model is broken. If I hear that one more time, I'll puke. So what does that mean? So every agency that has said, the agency model is broken, we have a new model. Go look at their freaking model. It is the same damn model. What's changed?
I got two things. I got more questions, and I got a feeling. Everything that I thought I didn't need to question, I need to question suddenly. And things that I thought were just fixed and done deal seem so uncertain now. after all these talks. So it feels to me like I'm starting all over again. It feels like I'm a newbie in advertising, a newbie in this business, and I feel like I'm 10 years old again and just trying to make sense of it all and trying to find my way. Me coming into an agency setup and being in a position where, of course, I have the possibility and the opportunity to change things a little bit, as much as possible, how can that be done?
Right, and it's very simple, Anouk, you can't. It can't be done. The reason that our industry will never change in terms of the old world order and institutional processes that are in place currently, and that is because at the top of our industry, as at the top of every other industry, is a closed loop of white guys talking to white guys about other white guys. Those white guys are sitting very pretty. They've got their huge salaries, their gigantic bonuses, their big pools of stock options, their lavish expense accounts. Why on earth would they ever want to rock the boat? Oh, they have to talk diversity. They have to appoint chief diversity officers. They have to have diversity initiatives. They have to say the word diversity a lot, especially in public. Secretly, deep down inside, they don't want to change a thing because the system is working just fine for them as it currently is. And so my message for a number of years now has been to women, black talent, of-color talent, start your own agency. And when I say that, I put agency in inverted commas because I don't mean start an agency like every other agency. Yeah, no, everything the same. I simply mean start something that gives you agency. The only opportunity you have is to reinvent outside the system and make the system go, fuck me, now we want to do it like that. And what I mean by that is obviously start your own business, but I deliberately articulate like that because when any woman, person of color, starts their own venture, you are starting the industry we all want to live and work in.
You started this journey because you really want to get new perspectives and grow.
On the industry, of course, and like on advertising.
And now you feel like it goes into a much more personal level as well.
It does. And it's a very much like a human experiment a little bit. Like, what does it take to be a successful creative?
Like the people that you surround yourself with are the people that make you, you, that shape you in so many ways.
I think it's overwhelming. I don't even realize when I'm on these trips how much it's changing me, but it is.
I want to go to Germany so that people can ask me what's my name, and you can say Germany. And they'll be like, no, not here where you're from. What is your name? I want that to happen like over and over.
Oh my God.
There's a saying that goes around, like if you start questioning yourself, just go at every room, act like you're like a white dude. Like it's just embody it. And it's like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Give me a raise.
Looking into the future, what do you think should we change?
Keeping the diversity in the room, not just inviting them, but making sure that they stay and they want to stay. Like if I were to be a non-binary, fat, Black, differently abled person, the world would probably treat me like shit. But my perspective is so rich because of that, that I am the person that deserves most to be in the room. Because I know the most and I've experienced the most. Sometimes they don't feel heard. Sometimes they don't feel like their perspective is important unless it's involving, making sure that this work isn't gonna get us canceled, like they are not there to just identify what is culturally inappropriate. They're there to contribute.
Cindy Gallup talks about changing the structure by stepping out and creating your own. Mohammed Saeed, or Mo as he's called, is just about to launch Mojo's supermarket at their new place in Williamsburg. He's agreed to show me the space. I really love the space. Do you live close here?
I do. I live a 30-minute walk away. Yeah.
That's, oh, wait, 13 or 30?
30.
Okay.
But like on a bike,
With a
it's
bike,
like
it's 15 minutes?
10, yeah.
10?
I was looking for a space for a long time. I wanted a retail space. I wanted a place where we could have events, where we could have retail and office.
Yeah.
And every broker I talked to was like, you're a crazy person. That doesn't exist.
Get out of my
Yeah.
office. When did Mojo Supermarket start? Like,
It starts at the bottom, right? Like, it starts at like when you're completely creatively burnt out. Almost everybody we hired in the first 20 or so were people who were quitting advertising. They were like, we're done. And I was just like, just come here for like 2 weeks, and if you hate it, then you can leave. Every month, almost every month, we have a 4-day weekend. We don't work holidays. There's a lot of project management and account management that goes into making sure that happens, because at other agencies, no one's making sure that happens. There's a little line where like you can be treated like a slave and you can be treated like an artist, if that's like the whole world of experience. Like most agencies are here. It has to be for creative people and not for factory workers, which is how we design companies right now.
what was the vision that was driving you and pushing you to continue to do this?
It's the absolute most fun thing in the world, right? That's why you got into this. If you are doing the work that you want to be doing and you're doing it in a really healthy way, this is the best feeling. The best feeling is coming up with that idea that you're like, oh shit, if we did this, this would be insane.
And I see you have some art lovers on
That's
the
the
other side.
famous Damon Hirst.
Oh, wow.
I would guess you'd call it a factory. Here you go. And they're just producing this art, and I love watching them. When I first came into advertising, it was a small production company, and I came in really naive, thinking that creatives are the most superior, most open-minded, most loving people, and obviously they're not. People hire themselves, and they look for themselves, and hence they don't look at the black kid who sat in reception, you know, with his head down with a hoodie on, and see talent. They just see, he's not us, he's not our kind of person. And I used to think I was very lucky to be in advertising and very fortunate, because I knew the way I was thinking was similar to the people that we're selling to, and my sense of humor and my sensibility was not the same as people in advertising. And I thought that was quite a good card to have.
But where would you like to see the future of advertising?
I would like to try and be a part of change, really positive part of change in this, and use the industry to do it.
This place serves coffee that will make you sort of...
Like
it's good, it's really
shaking.
good, but it's punchy. I think creatives at their heart just want to matter, really. We don't want to be passengers in a moment.
That's true. We want to be seen and heard and understood.
And play a part in things. And if you're sat in a company that says, we care more about winning new clients than we do about the impact of our work or it mattering, then you can't be asking yourselves questions like, why am I always getting these shit briefs? Where are the briefs that matter? A lot of creatives are leaving agencies, and I'm a fan of that. I'm not looking against the death of the industry. It's the death of that agency. And maybe that agency should fucking die. Right? Like, everyone's like, what are the networks? I'm like, stop whinging about the fucking networks. The networks sell time and pages and printout. This is the back of Grey. They've moved now, but they were here, like 500 people at the time.
Wow.
This whole road, though, you could still get killed on this road. Now it's really posh. If we're not working on the most influential briefs of our time, then we are passengers. Someone designs the Olympic torch. Someone designs the Champions League opening ceremony. Someone does the work for the US presidential election. Someone always does. What problems are our agencies really solving? Never mind the problem in our industry where no one gives a shit about it. What problems are they actually solving, right? If we're going to make work that matters and all that sort of stuff.
Take the fucking camera out my face. Tell this faggot to take the fucking camera, you dickhead. You don't know the data protection laws in this country, motherfucker? Well, fuck off, you dickhead.
I was ready to fight.
I wasn't. I was going to let him steal the fucking camera.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He also used the best word, dickhead, my favourite. Welcome to fucking London, you dickhead. Sorry, thanks. Here's the thing, we were unable to start. When we quit from our previous job, we couldn't start for a year. And I look back at that and go, that was a real competitive advantage. At the time, I was furious. You know, I just wanted to be out there making. I was desperate. But actually, it gave us the time to build our vision and our story and our narrative.
And find the answer
see a
to the
future.
why.
If we'd have started the day after we quit, we'd have made a company a bit like the one I used to work at. And so I wonder if enough of us are immersing ourselves way outside of this industry. You know, if you want to fucking change it, it's on you, go change it. I've always believed we can make the industry we wish we worked in. But to do that, we have to have a vision for that.
We can make the industry we wished we worked in. I agree. I'm starting to believe that we can actually change this around. There's optimism here, and energy. I can see myself thriving among these creatives. They share the belief that our work can actually make a change. And I believe that. Hi.
Hey there.
So nice to see
Finally,
you.
so good
Hi.
to meet you too. How
so
are you doing?
nice to meet you. Thank you
Yes.
for visiting me here.
It's my pleasure.
It's a beautiful place.
Here
First
in your
time
office.
In my office for the
Such
day.
a beautiful office. People say like, oh, so what do you read and like what museums you go to? Like,
Where do you find
it's kind of
inspiration?
like embarrassing because like I just like advertising, you know what I mean? Like so we used to do like geeky things like leaving work, grabbing a bunch of beers, go to the house of one of the guys and watch ads. As a client, I try my best to protect the ideas, defend the ideas, and fight for the ideas, and I will die on a sword. Many times when I hear like, oh, that agency is not good, look at the work that you're doing, the way I see it's like, it's always
Both sides.
both sides, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I always say like, it's like, you can have a Formula One car, but you need to have a great driver.
Yes.
You cannot be just like, you cannot have a great driver and have a shitty car, but it's more common to have a great car and not have a great driver.
Absolutely.
You know what
I
I mean?
look for creatives all the time. I have like this huge amount of images that I saved on Instagram just to bring them together for one particular project when the timing is right.
But you know why you do that?
Because I'm very passionate.
Yes, because you like it.
Because I love it. Hi.
Hey, Anouk, how are you?
Good.
Welcome
nice
to Miami.
see
You want to have some tea?
Tea would be great,
Yeah?
actually.
Okay,
Yeah. What kind
cool.
of tea do you drink?
Do you like apple tea?
Yes.
Cool, let's do it. We like
And you have-
vintage stuff.
And you have so much art in this place. How come?
Oh, we love art. My brother is an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of artist?
He's a true artist, you know?
Mhm.
I'm his brother.
Mhm.
Yeah, you should interview him, not me. He thinks that, you know, I sold to the system because I work for brands.
Mhm.
And he's just so pure. you
What
know?
is his perspective on your job then? If he's such a pure artist and he sees you working in advertising?
Well, he envies the fact that I have a salary. But, you know, he's so different. You know, we do ads.
Mm.
He does art. Can I serve you
Yes,
tea?
I'd
When I
love
was a kid, I was living in Brazil. I couldn't speak English.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know, watching American TV shows dubbed into Portuguese. You know, like The Incredible Hulk, $6 Million Man, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, one day I wanna live there. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You became the youngest creative director in Germany, right?
Yes.
At
26.
26. How was that?
I knew that I needed this title from an agency to be considered as such. My career would not go as I wanted it to be without having this button, this badge from a big agency say, okay, you really are what you think you are.
Anouk, you can do whatever you want. Okay, when I think that I have independent network in 5 countries, and I was just a boy from a middle class in Brazil that couldn't speak English. It's just insane, okay? I don't even believe myself. So I think for everyone that's starting in advertising, I think it's very important to write down all your dreams, you know? Like literally write it down, and it should be crazy. It's the power of the written word. Just write it down and then work your ass to make it happen.
I will do that. I will do that next thing tomorrow morning or tonight even.
Yes, do that. It's so powerful. And just, you know, enjoy the ride. Because one day you're gonna miss this moment, you know, the moment that you are starting, that you think everything's possible. Because you're not cynical about advertising.
I'm not at all.
Don't ever be. Surround yourself with optimistic people, with people that believe in the future of advertising, surround yourself by ad nerds, with people connected to their feelings, people that love storytelling, people that are not cynical about advertising.
I definitely saw more than ever there's something really wrong with the industry and with this structure that we all believe is so right and so needed, but it's actually not needed. It's just a cage. I feel a mix between anger and the big wish to change everything, together with a lot of love, all the creatives that I've met so far. On Monday I will quit.
Hallo?
Hi, Mami. Und wir wissen, glaube ich, dass die meisten Agenturen alle gleich arbeiten und dass da einfach nichts entstehen kann, was die Tiefe hat und die Schönheit hat, die wir uns wünschen. Das kann nur entstehen, wenn Kreativität immer auf unterschiedlichen Leveln frei sein kann und sich entfalten kann.
Ja, definitiv.
Das heißt, ein Kampf für die Freiheit und ein Kampf für die Kreativität. Auf geht's.
Hurra!
Oh, God. Jesus. It's also, I mean, of course, one of the most important moments ever, and her connection is shit. Hi.
You all right?
Ah, good so far. It's way harder than I thought it would be. But I wanted to talk with you in person first because I want to leave the agency. Wow. Oh. A year can feel like 10 years. And the last 6 months have been very tough, and it was time. It was definitely time to quit. It feels like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I can breathe more freely now. New chapter. Definitely a new life chapter, and I'm very excited. God, I'm so excited.